If I didn't make it clear with my last video, the point of these videos is to make sure you're not a complete psychopath while you're playing your video game, so you can actually win the game, which is like the whole point of it. And a lot of that is communication and how you treat your team, because you kind of need those guys in games like Smite, League of Legends, Marvel Rivals, Overwatch. Actually, the more I think about it, the more console games that are out there, the more you're gonna need your teammates. So you probably want to, try to get through to them on some degree. Being a bossy person can work if the person you're talking to is susceptible to you being a complete whiner. But I mean, your tone in it is like a lot of it, like, you're change. That's Overwatch and Marvel Rivals. See that a lot. Change. The frustration of getting beaten down. The last video I said, try to think of everybody like they're cheaters. They cheat, right? Now, if that doesn't work, all you have to do is think about it like, oh, everyone's playing legit, and I just have to learn and get better. Go figure. That might be the right way to go. Maybe. For you. That's the whole point of these videos, is to help the average gamer not be trash, because these thumbs, I'm trying for y'all not to be trash. Even the next generation, the last generation, I just seen so many people do self-inflicted wounds on themselves, not by on purpose. Just, do you really think you're gonna get anyone to play better by being trash to them? Is that really a thought process that goes through your head? Or are you just venting? And if you're venting, why do you complain about your win-loss ratio? Why do you care? Most people are going to level out about 40-50%. That's usually the numbers for competitive games, because it's the way the matchmaking works in a lot of these games is 50, 50, 50, 50. You're going to get into 50-50 matches. They're going to match up with you to people who will keep you at this equilibrium with everyone else. Why? Because if you feel like you're losing, you spend more money on more stuff. If the game is quote unquote challenging, you play it more. If it's hot, and the artificial way to do challenge in single player games is just to make the game harder. You can't do that in multiplayer games. So matchmaking is not designed for you to go up in rank. It's designed for you to keep playing the game. So just know you're going against your teammates, but you are in a game within a game. Because anything with a loot box, a season pass, or skins, plural, they are trying to get your money. They don't care about your win-loss ratio. They don't care if you're gold, diamond, silver, whatever. The competitive scene is usually moved forward by players who want to play a superior brand of the game that looks pretty, that looks good. That's why the 2K League failed. It did not look like a superior brand of 2K compared to what a streamer might show to you, because a streamer has the ability to cut out all those games where they are playing against complete trash, stuff that doesn't even help the game move forward one bit. That's why the YouTube videos do better than like something like a live league most of the time. Personally, if you were making a live league, you would have to, for it to be entertaining, like consistently, you would have to run it like pro wrestling, because for every league game that doesn't go well, you would have to cut it out, because there's so many, you get all these people together in one place, there's so many things that do and will go wrong. It's like in Yu-Gi-Oh! In a lot of cases, people are cheating a lot in Yu-Gi-Oh! I played a lot of that when I was a kid. Konami Upper Deck, they're cheating. It's part of the game. If you don't acknowledge that, then back to my previous video, but this video is more about if they're not cheating and you don't have that out, how do you lock in and stay locked in? Just like how I said, it kind of normalize the fact that you are, if you don't spend that much money on the game and you can actually thrive in the real world without spending that much money on Marvel Rivals or anything of that nature. Now you're just picking on that game. It's just the most popular one at the time, Fortnite, whatever. You know, you could kind of rationalize losing in the game a little bit, even if you play well. And especially if you play well, it'll feel especially unfair, and especially hurts worse when you look back and you feel like your team isn't there. Another common thing I see, my team isn't there, my team isn't following me. You do not galvanize your team if you're saying that. Your team is not a point on you unless you tell them specifically they're a point on you. They have no obligation to follow you anywhere. Even if you're a tank, they have no obligation to do anything you say. It's just, or even if you don't say anything. Actually, I get that more when people don't say anything to their teammates or anything meaningful. The first thing I see in voice chat is like trash, like this guy sucks or whatever, you know, something that doesn't matter. Not, hey, let's try to get this guy, or hey, double team this guy in 2K, or you know, it's stuff that isn't specific towards winning the game. So why even have the voice chat in the first place? Me, I hop on there, I try to say something specific. If they're not too in tune with it, they might be already tilted. They might be, their mama might be telling them to clean the room. The taxes might be coming up. You know, there's a lot of things people sit down with before they play the game to escape. And then once they escape, they head into the multiplayer lobby so they can be reintroduced to everything they just escaped from. How does that make sense, bro? How does it make sense for you to go into a multiplayer lobby that you literally chose to go into and still get introduced to all the pressures that you get in your everyday life? Are you nuts? Maybe. A lot of people are. Stay away from Twitter. Some Discords. You can't be on here all the time. Because even in video games, you do not control your own destiny a lot of the time. And especially multiplayer games, you are basically signing up for a microcosm of life where you do not control anything that's going on. You know, you own your own play. So I say, me personally, get mad at your own play, your own tips, your own strategies, your own stuff. If you have people who are willing to queue with you, congratulations. You have people with thumbs willing to be your friend and play with you. That is great. Don't mess it up by being complete trash to them. Okay? Try not to do that. Okay? They'll find excuses to not play with you because you're trash. Okay? They'll find excuses. And you can say you don't need them, but then it hurts still, doesn't it? It hurts, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Isn't it funny how that works? If you hide your emotions, if you hide what makes you human, it will come back to bite you when all of that stuff actually matters into what you want to do. You want to make it to Grandmaster. You want to make it to these. It literally says top, what, 1%, 2% of gamers. That means you have to do something exceptional. Cheating, great communicator, great on the thumbs. I think you only need one of these. If you have all three, if a cheater also has great thumbs and he communicates, you lose. Especially you, the salty gamer, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose a lot. You're gonna lose more than you want to lose. You know? Ooh. I'm not saying be obsessed with the win-loss ratio. I'm saying the exact opposite. Do not be obsessed with it. You do not control that for the most part. You know? Just get better at concepts and find a mentor. You know, a lot of people, I'll say like maybe one YouTube creator who playing the same person you are in the game might be a good idea. You know, that doesn't make you the authority on that person. I don't. Nobody wants to hear your long soliloquy that you got from someone else that you didn't cite. So annoying. Don't you didn't even cite the fact that you stole that whole thing, that whole man's flow, whole woman's flow. I actually see a lot of women gamers now. Like no one cares. Just perform. You get some people to be on your side. They want to play with winners. Obviously, you get a group, you win, and it snowballs. But it can snowball the other way too. It's why everyone talks about the snowball, but no one wants to talk about the avalanche. That's human nature, right? Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll be blessed out here.